Indiana Fever 92, Phoenix Mercury 89. Yes, Alyssa Thomas and Tawana Bonner walked into the Mortgage Matchup Center in Phoenix City last night on their home floor, and they left with a loss. Caitlin Clark, she was not on the floor. She was watching from the sidelines in street clothes with a back injury. And her team, the team that has been written off, criticized, questioned all season, went out there and won the revenge game for her. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Clarrkin Off Time. I'm MaddyG, and I need to be honest with Fever Nation right now. Because when Phoenix was threatening in the fourth quarter, I prayed. Okay? MaddyG prayed. I prayed they would hold on, because the thought of Alyssa Thomas and Tawana Bonner celebrating on the same floor where Clark was hurt was something I was not prepared for. But they held on. Let's get into it. Indiana Fever 92, Phoenix Mercury 89, final at the Mortgage Matchup Center in Phoenix, Arizona. A road win on Phoenix's home floor. MaddyG needs to talk about how this game actually unfolded, because the quarter breakdown tells a story that Fever Nation, needs to hear. The first quarter, Indiana out of the gates strong. 28-24, Fever up 4, good basketball. Good energy. Second quarter, and here it comes. Phoenix outscored Indiana 29-19, down 6 at the half. The same second quarter collapse that has followed this team all season. For a moment, it felt like the script was going to go the same way it always goes. Phoenix building momentum, Bonner and Thomas feeling it, the crowd getting nervous. And MaddyG is going to tell you what happened at halftime. Because whatever Stephanie White drew up in the locker room, about time, it worked. Third quarter, Indiana came out and dominated 22-15, switching the momentum entirely for the first time all season. Indiana did not just survive a halftime deficit. They responded to it with a quarter that crushed Phoenix spirit. Yes, those 7 points in the third quarter changed everything. Fourth quarter, Phoenix pushed back 21-23, a tight nail-biting finish, but Indiana held on. At the end, with Phoenix out of timeouts and the clock ticking, the Fever survived. 92-89, the revenge game belonged to Indiana, and I'm so proud of the Fever. I just can't contain it. Now, MaddyG has been on record all season about the quarter two collapse pattern. Game after game, Atlanta, Phoenix, LA, Indiana builds a lead, the second quarter falls apart, and then they can't recover. It's been the defining coaching failure of this season. But last night, something was different. The same Q2 collapse happened, 19-29, down 6 at the half, and for the first time all season, White drew up something at halftime that actually worked. The third quarter, 22-15 for Indiana, was the most complete quarter this team has played in a high-stakes situation all year. They defended, they shared the ball, Mitchell was hitting from everywhere, Boston dominant in the paint, Harris was converting over turnovers at a pace that had the Phoenix bench visibly concerned. MaddyG is not ready to declare Stephanie White a transformed coach based on one halftime adjustment. The Q2 problem has to get fixed too, not just the response to it. But last night, when it mattered most against the team that assaulted Clark on a night when the entire city was watching, she made the right calls. She made adjustments on the fly, and it was a beautiful thing to watch. I'm going to take a moment to give every Fever player who stepped up last night their full credit, because this was not just one person's win. This was a team win, and Fever Nation should know exactly who showed up. Kelsey Mitchell, 29 points, second consecutive game with 29 points, 10 of 22 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. 8 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. She drew 7 fouls. Wind blew through Phoenix all night, and they had no answer for her. Aliyah Boston, Earth. Earth came back. After missing the Sparks game with a right lower leg injury, Boston returned last night and was the dominant force this team needed. 21 points, 9 of 16 from the field, 56.3%, 3 of 5 from three-point range, 60%. 9 rebounds. She was the anchor this team does not have when she's out. The paint was hers last night, and Phoenix knew it. Ty Harris. This was Ty Harris's best game of the season. 15 points on 6 of 8 shooting, 75% from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. Also 75%. 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and she converted 11 points off Phoenix turnovers. Meaning every time Phoenix made a mistake, Harris made them pay for it. The look on her face in the third quarter when she was in a groove was the look of a player who finally believed in herself completely. Fever Nation, remember this performance. Sophie Cunningham. Here is the moment MaddyG needs you to understand fully, because this is not just a basketball moment. This is a story. With 10 to 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter on the road in Phoenix, in the building where the villains play, Kelsey Mitchell drove to the basket and made a go-ahead layup. Indiana 90, Phoenix 89, 1-point lead. Clock ticking, Phoenix out of timeouts. Immediately after Mitchell's layup, Cunningham went hard after a loose ball rebound, and Kalia Copper fouled her. She pushed her in the back. Okay? Cunningham went to the free throw line, and Lord, I was just praying, please make these shots, okay? And she gets to the free throw line. I'm watching her face. Okay, so Cunningham's face as she stood at that line, if you go and you rewatch it again, you can see she knows these are critical points. This is going to make or break them right now. She just knew it. You could see it. I felt it. Everybody watching knew it. Everybody in the stadium and the arena knew it. Okay, so those 2 shots were going to be the game. The same Sophie Cunningham who had the worldwide viral stare down moment against Bonner and Phoenix just weeks ago was now standing at the free throw line inside Phoenix's own building with Bonner watching, with the crowd watching, with everything on the line. She made the first, 91 to 89. She made the second, 92 to 89. And I cannot make this up. At the end of the game, Cunningham turned to the Mercury crowd and recreated her viral pointing gesture. The same point, the same look, in the same building where it all started. The crowd was pointing as well. But anyway, after Fever team winning the revenge game for Caitlin Clark. That's when this all took place. And yes, it is the revenge game. because I know it brought satisfaction to the whole Fever team. I know it brought satisfaction to Caitlin Clark, that her team stepped up. I did not want to see them fall, not in this arena, not against this team. That is not just basketball. That is poetry. That is Sophie Cunningham writing the ending to this chapter herself. 4 for 4 from the free throw line and one pointed finger that said everything words could not. Now, Lexi Hall, 10 points off the bench, 4 of 6 from the field, 66.7%, 2 of 3 from the three-point range, 66.7%. Hull keeps being quietly reliable in moments when Indiana needs someone to step up and hustle. And here is the team stat that tells the whole story of the night. Indiana went 10 for 10 from the free throw line, 100% in a three-point game on a night when every shot counted. Indiana did not miss a single free throw. That is composure. That is focus. That is a team that was not going to let Thomas and Bonner win this game. Now, MaddyG is going to use the word villains today because that is exactly what Thomas and Bonner represent in this storyline. Not as human beings, as WNBA characters in a story that Fever Nation has been living for weeks. And last night, the villains lost. Alyssa Thomas, the player who kneed Clark in the groin and put her fist in Clark's throat, had 22 points and 7 assists last night. It was a genuinely good statistical game, and Indiana still won. Her plus minus was -5. Despite everything she put on the stat sheet, Indiana's defense and execution were good enough to overcome it. DeWanna Bonner, the woman whose confrontation with Clark triggered a week of chaos, whose fiance was suspended for the assault, whose team posted a laughing cartoon and after Clark got hurt, finished with 9 points plus or minus of -11. Shut down. This was not the Bonner who was central to the most talked about storyline in this league all season. Last night, she was a footnote in Indiana's win. Now, here is the thing MaddyG wants to make absolutely clear. Clark was in that building last night. She was in street clothes watching from the sidelines, with the back injury. She could not play. And her team, every single one of them, went out on that floor and played like they were playing for her. Cunningham at the free throw line was playing for her. Boston dominating the paint was for her. Mitchell's 29 points for the second straight game was for her. Harris turning turnovers into points was for her. The body keeps score. And last night, the scoreboard said 92 to 89. Indiana wins for Cece. Now, let's take a trip around the league. Last night, Atlanta Dream 89, Seattle Storm 78. The Dream end a 5-game losing streak, and Angel Reese recorded her league best 15th double-double of the season, 18 points and 11 rebounds. Alicia Gray led the Atlanta with 22 points. The Dream are now 13-9. Tied with Indiana in the Eastern Conference. Las Vegas Aces 88, Portland Fire 80. A'ja Wilson returned from her ankle injury and immediately reminded everyone why she is the highest paid player in this league. 20 points and 6 rebounds in her first game back. The Aces are now 16-5. They are dominant and they are healthy. And Indiana sees them again Sunday. The Fever are 13-9, second in the Eastern Conference alongside Atlanta. Sunday, July 12th, Indiana goes back to Las Vegas, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. BST time. A'ja Wilson is back. It is a road game. It is a rematch from the Fever's historic first ever Las Vegas win on July 5th. And the question hovering over everything is Caitlin Clark. No update on her return timeline. No official statement beyond what White said last week. Taking it one day at a time. If fire comes back for Sunday, Las Vegas with Wilson back becomes appointment television for every single person in Fever Nation. After Sunday, All-Star break, and on July 25th in Chicago at the United Center, Earth, Wind, and Fire are all scheduled to be All-Star starters on ABC at 8:30 Eastern. Whether Clark is healthy enough to participate in the All-Star game is a whole separate conversation, but Fever Nation will be watching. So there you have it. Indiana 92, Phoenix 89. Alyssa Thomas had 22 points. Bonner had a minus 11. And Indiana won the revenge game for a player who was watching from the sidelines in street clothes because the league failed to protect her. Mitchell gave them 29 points for the second straight game. Mitchell continues to carry this team when we need it the most. Boston came back and gave them 21. Harris gave them 15 on the 75% shooting. And Cunningham stood at the free throw line with the game hanging there and did not flinch. And Stephanie White, in the most important moment of her coaching season, made adjustments at halftime that changed the game. Not enough to remove all questions about her, but enough to win this one. And last night, winning was everything. Today's question: on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied is Fever Nation with last night's revenge win? Drop your number in the comments right now. MaddyG is reading every single one. Subscribe, hit the bell. New episodes Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. This has been Clarrkin Off Time. Stay spicy.